bringing that back. So here we go into game number 2 between Amamake Police and Raptor Attack UK in the EUC Division Grand Final for the Echo League Season number 1. And here we go. Let's introduce our players here on the Juggernaut. We're going to have Sed the Fox. We've got an Axe. He's going to be handled by Way. Juggernaut, that's already talked about him. Disruptor, it's been played by Arc. Skywrath Mage, that's going to be Blue Melon in the mid lane. And then finally, the Vengeful Spirit is going to be the King of Amamake. Meanwhile, on the Radiant side, it's going to be a Sniper handled by Husky. We've got Llamacorn playing the Magnus. Lion, that's going to be played by Monk here. Warlock is going to be played by Wookie Nookie. And then finally, Gary Saurus will be handling the Wraith King already. We could have an incursion, but it's going to be well scared out by the Sniper. And he's just sitting there on the high ground, and they can't find anything here. Not enough range for a glimpse, not enough range for a magic missile either. And that's something about the Dire side is a lot of their initiations are kind of short range. They really need their Axe to have a Blink Dagger or the Juggernaut to get an Omni Slash off. So eventually they'll be getting more levels into the glimpse, but at level 1 it just has a very small cast range, so it's slightly difficult to get heroes back with that. So we'll be getting into this match between the two teams, and already there's a hero in the mid lane to help out the Sniper a little bit. Maybe this line's just getting to a different lane, but Blue Melon already starts with the harassment out into the line, or not the line, but the Sniper. And Sniper just puts down a shrapnel to try to make it so that Blue Melon has to take a bit of a different position in this lane, but he's still pretty comfortable staying there and trying to last hit. What's his damage at, actually? So he's at 56 damage with a Null Talisman. That's kind of on the lower side for a lot of mid laners, but the Sniper, on the other hand, he's at just 48, so it is a matchup that he can do well. And meanwhile, there's nobody in top. Magnus is just farming up inside the jungle with an Iron Talon. He did get a stack off there, so the camp might be slightly more difficult for him to get for now. He wants to try to limit the amount of creeps that are hitting him. So back in mid, Sniper continues to take some harassment from Blue Melon. And the shrapnel's going to be placed down once again to force back the Skywrath Mage, who, while he does have a bit of a damage advantage over the Sniper, doesn't really have a whole lot of health to work with. Meanwhile, at bottom, they've put the Vengeful Spirit in this lane. Axe is there as well, so the Vengeful Spirit here is just to get some levels. She can get quite a few of them out of here. She's not going to put the Axe at risk at all. She's not going to put herself at risk. She'll just sit by the tower and wait for the Radiant side to push up, which they are doing quite a bit here. Wraith King hasn't leveled anything just yet, so there's no Vampiric Aura pushing this in. But still, the lane equilibrium could be a little bit better. And Wookie Nookie's already doing some nice work here, trying to get it back to his team by doing some side pulling. Meanwhile, over at the rune spot, we've got a double damage renown to the Husky. The glimpse comes back from the Disruptor. That's the first blood, as Blue Melon actually made his way over towards the rune got there before Sniper, and they've got a free shrine for themselves as well. Nice rotation from the Disruptor to help out with that. Because the Juggernaut really doesn't need a whole lot of help here. He's going to be farming up a Storm. He's going to be completely happy. He wants to make sure that range creep dies so his lane doesn't push too much. But he's doing a really good job of keeping the lane equilibrium right now. Very aggressively hitting his own creeps. I'm kind of impressed, actually, with some of the mechanics that these teams are showing. And maybe they could have played a little bit better in some of the higher divisions. It would be interesting to know what the matchups would result in, because there have been teams before in some of the amateur leagues that I've been casting that are kind of lowish MMR, like 3K or lower, and they just come and stomp some of the higher MMR teams just because they work that well together as a team. They know they're drafting. Maybe they don't play ranked too much. It's probably another reason. But they historically do pretty well. So these teams, not that bad, actually. They're in the grand finals. They both made it here, and they've been showing that you really do have a lot to offer in terms of their Dota here. So very interesting last game. I believe it went to about an hour, if not all the way there. We'll see if this game makes it too far. I hope it doesn't. Having that many hour-long games would kind of be very tiring, and I've already had the stream up for about 2 hours. So I kind of don't want another hour-long game. Here comes a Hex out onto Skywrath Mage. Husky wants to get up here, but he doesn't have the Assassinate yet, so he's just forced to keep on laning. Meanwhile, Blue Melon, he's actually got... Oh, man, he's so lucky. He gets a haste here, and he didn't have any vision of it either, so he just goes to exactly the right place on the map, almost like he's hacking or something. I'm almost certain that he isn't. Amamake throws out the magic miss out onto the Warlock. Now we've got the Silence, the Ancient Seal, out onto Sniper. Where's level 2 of the Glimpse? It's there now. So Blue Melon, he's still got the haste rune there. Axe gets a nice call. Oh, could they go onto Monk though? They're underneath the shrapnel. They really don't want to be there too much longer, but the lucky spin from the Axe is going to allow Arc to get the last hit onto the line, and they get both heroes on the mid lane. So this is turning into not so good of a game for the Sniper. He's at 0-2. Meanwhile, Llama's still trying to get as much XP as he can at top, nearly at level 6. But he has to be aware of the Juggernaut getting closer and closer to his ultimate, so that whenever the Magnus shows up to the lane, it could be an Omni Slash into a kill. So he is going to have to be aware of that. Oh, meanwhile in mid, actually, Sniper taking a lot of damage once again. Nice Hex out onto the Skywrath Mage, but they're going to be easily able to take that kill with another Arcane Bolt. Is it? Yeah, I did get it right, from Blue Melon. And he's just hitting all of those abilities. Like, he's throwing out Arcane Bolts all the time. Huge harass potential in the early game, and you'll even see Skywrath Mage played as a support sometimes, just because he's so good at keeping offlaners away with that ability, even when it's a very low level. But when he's putting that up, it is turning out very well. Nice couple of spins on the Wraith King. He's level 4, no reincarnation available yet, but that's going to be where it ends, as the call doesn't end up lasting long enough. Almost like Verizon dropping the calls. At least he did manage to hold it for a couple of seconds, but they don't end up getting the kill on the Gyarasaurus, and he's going to get healed up by Warrock here, right back up to full. And keep those levels going. Now, I'll be interested in the choice that Wraith King decides to make. As a carry, he really shouldn't be pressured too much, and shouldn't be fighting that much either. So he should have a lot of access to some levels. Is he going for Hint of Midas? No, it's going to be an Armlet once again. And man, Gyarasaurus really works some wonders with his Armlet. He knows how to use that item super well, and Amamake really could not control him with that up. Okay, there's the Fatal Bonds by Warlock out onto the Axe. Now there's the Shadow Word out there as well. Lion makes his way down towards bottom. I believe he might have been scouted out over to the side here, possibly by the Creep Wave. But in any case, the Dire Side still get back. And they could pop the Shrine if they wanted to. Husky's still moving around at mid, and he's getting harassed quite a bit still by Blue Melon. Does have a regen rune bottled up. Gyarasaurus starting to move forward on the Amamake, who has to be careful because this Vengeful Spirit will start to, oh yeah, he just throws out that sun right away, and the Lion is there, turns her into a fish. There's the Earth Spike, huge amount of damage. They really should give the last hit over to the Wraith King, but he just wasn't able to get that off. Meanwhile on top, Llamacorn could be in some, yep, Omni Slash is there, we were talking about that, but a very unlucky bounce over to the Creep Wave means that he's not going to be able to find this one. Meanwhile at bottom, or actually mid, Husky gets killed off by Blue Melon's Mystic Flare. It's not even close to how he says it, but whatever. It's a Skywrath voice. What else do you want? You probably should thank me, actually, for not doing it correctly. So with that, Skywrath Mage takes another kill at mid. 3-0-2 so far. He's really been having a great game as a Skywrath, and he has more than enough gold for a set of Arcane Boots as well. 2 null talismans, that indicates he's going to be picking up the Veil of Discord kind of soon. If he doesn't, I'm guessing it's going to be maybe a Yule Scepter or a Force Staff for him. could end up working well. I also kind of like the Orchid build on Skywrath, but they might go for some other... Oh, there's the glimpse back on the Husky. Said the Fox could actually try to spin through this one, but he's going to decide not to. And Husky moves forward. Said the Fox is going to be completely fine here. At the most, that Fatal Bonds ends up doing some damage to Arc. But I kind of like how Said the Fox holds the spin there, since he does really need to conserve his mana. He knew that he wasn't going to be taken down by the Assassinate, so he'll just healing salve right back up after taking that damage, so he holds his mana for now. Kind of smart play by him. We've got a TP to the top lane by the Vengeful Spirit, so maybe they could end up going on to Husky a little bit here. Husky maybe trying to look for a cancel of the Clarity on Juggernaut, but meanwhile, King of Amamake, he's going to see Wakinuki over to the side here. Wakinuki puts down the ward. And I guess nothing much comes out of that one. So there's just a bunch of heroes kind of milling around in the top lane, not really getting too much done. Taking a look at our net worth, Skywrath Mage not really surprisingly at the top of that one. He's gotten a lot of kills. And his rotation over the top has been scouted out by the Radiant Observer. He's going to come on the side here, and they absolutely have to get back. Juggernaut wants to go forward, has the Omni Slash available, but he can't find a kill just yet. TP goes out from Husky, and there's no vision at all from the Dire side, so he does manage to get away. So still 3 in the top lane, not too much gotten done there. I guess Sniper got really sick of the Skywrath Mage on the mid lane. And now Hastrune pop. This could be bad for Husky. They'll go in with the slow. The silence is there. Mystic Flare, where is it? It's doing some huge damage. Another Arctic Bolt, or Arcane Bolt rather, not Arctic Bolt. This isn't Tusk or something. Blue Melon gets another kill on the Sniper. He's just not having a good time at all. And really unlucky with another Hastrune picked up by the Skywrath Mage. It's so easy for him to chase that after getting the slow. The range on the, what is it, concussive shot. I love how, like, I'll just try not to look at the skill and then take a little bit to remember the ability. So look at the range on this concussive shot. It's actually pretty huge away from the Skywrath Mage. So if you have a Hastrune like that, you can easily just pop it from a really long way away. It's a really good initiation as long as you have vision of the hero, because it's a randomized lock-on thing. I believe you can disjoin it though. I think they changed that so that you can disjoin it. In fact, let's look at some tooltips. It doesn't say it. In any case, Skywrath Mage will be hit with the Raise Fire Blast here. Still moving pretty quickly. Earth Spike is good. Way though, he gets the taunt out on the 2. Blue Melon will be taken down quite a bit by the Shadow Warrior. He's going to pop a Tango to heal himself up a little bit. Vengeful Spirit does arrive on the scene perhaps a little bit too late to help out at all, but they still look like they want to try to get some kind of defense off of this tower, but Blue Melon is still stupidly low, and they're just going to escort him back to the base for a little bit. Juggernaut over to the side here. Oh no, he's going through some shenanigans. The Sniper, he could get Omni Slash. The healing word is coming. The healing word, is it going to betray Said the Fox? Where's the vision? Omni Slash, he's got to get it, but Husky keeps on running. He's going to keep on running. He's got to... okay, actually, after using the healing word, he doesn't have enough mana for the Omni Slash, which is a bit unfortunate. Now, Husky tries to get away. They have a silence. They have the damage to absolutely wreck him once again. Poor Sniper just cannot catch a break here at all. All 5 members of the Dire side made their way over the top, which should open up a push bottom for Gary Saris and Monk, but I'm not sure if they're going to realize that until all heroes start to show up on the map, which seems like... well, actually, they were right underneath the Radiant Observer, so they know that they are all up there. Which I guess means that Gary Saris and Monk can kill a tier 1 tower, because all of these TP scrolls, well, they're either non-existent or not there. Juggernaut now has a Hand of Midas. That's, I guess, the build if you're having a good early game. And the Hand of Midas is not going to be there on Sniper. Will be there on Magnus eventually. And not on the Wraith King. Saris and Monk, they're still pushing in bottom. And they do eventually get that tower. No problem at all. Easy for the Wraith King. There's just no time for a reaction at all there, and Amamake Police really didn't feel like trying to defend that. Said the Fox pushing in on the tier 1 tower top. They'll be taking that down almost as quickly as the, well, probably a little bit quicker than the Radiant side took theirs, especially since there's an extra hero. Fatal Bonds doing some damage, preliminary damage out to Said the Fox. There's the spin. Wookie Nookie coming around the side. Could get the Karak offering. He really wants to. He's just going to drop it here most likely. Out onto only the Juggernaut, but a beautiful... Oh no, he's probably going to die here. Shockwave takes him out. They don't even need the Assassinate for it. Now King of Amamake. It was a beautiful kinetic field, but it doesn't manage to keep them out long enough. Assassinate, Wraithfire Blast. That's 2 down on the top lane. Can they find another one? Monk trying to get Arc. Oh, he put out the auto attack instead of using any abilities there. So Gary Saris still continues to push in, and now Raptor attack looking much better than they were in game number 1. They've got Gary Saris really being difficult to kill here, and he's also got the reincarnation as well. Disruptor has a Static Storm, will probably need to use... Oh no, you can't, no, Magic Missile. He needs to do something, but he doesn't get the opportunity to. Now Skywrath Mage comes in from the backside. He's actually hasted up once again. Parasite Sky gets so many haste runes. Assassinate will come through, and it's going to take him low, but not low enough. Axe comes in from the backside. He doesn't get a chance to use the call. He does spin though. Omni Slash is there. The call hits out only onto 1 creep, but Juggernaut still wants to find another kill. Battle Hunger gets 1. Gary Saris over to the side. He gets a Wraithfire Blast, and oh no, Skywrath Mage taking way too much damage underneath. The Shrapnel call misses. Gary Saris, he's still alive, still has a reincarnation available. Do they really want to kill him? Answer is probably not. He'll just TP away. Now Magnus gets a nice skewer of Way underneath the tower. They'll use the Static Storm out onto a few. Way actually getting away for now. Juggernaut still wants to try to spin. He does have that available now. Now spins away. Such a strange fight over at top. Husky's still here. He's not left, and he's not really done doing his damage yet. Juggernaut really needs to get it to an actual item. He has a Hand of Midas in the phase boots, but you can see that his damage in these fights isn't really too spectacular at all. So hopefully he can pick up those items soon. Meanwhile, Wookie Nookie. Oh no, the swap. Why do you run away from a Warlock? That's so confusing. She had some pretty... I mean, this is her vision here. This is her vision of the top lane. Why do you run away from a Warlock? Well, I guess I'll have to think about the decisions myself. But in any case, Dire Side's still trying to get their first tower of the game. Haven't really been able to take down top yet. Meanwhile, Blue Melon, well, he didn't go for the Veil of Discord. He picked up the Rod of Atos, which I really like as an item. It's one of my favorite items in the game, especially since it gives a root now. So, it gives him some good survivability, a little bit of damage. And it's got a pretty low cooldown as well. It's 16 seconds on the cooldown. I think this is kind of an underrated item, even though it does no damage. I mean, maybe a Yule Scepter could be better in some situations, but I still really like the Rod of Atos with the survivability that it gives. Mamacorn's still farming up. He's actually got a Blink Dagger right now, and this could be the first Blink RP of the game. Looks like the Dire side, they're going to be grouping up in the top lane, trying to push that down. Not really minding at all what the Radiant side are doing as Gary Saris. He's pushing in through bottom. He's got a Blink Dagger. It's going to be, oh my gosh, it's Radiance again for the Radiant side. I believe their Abaddon went Radiance last time. Said the Fox will take some damage, and he'll spin it off. He's doing a little bit better on mana nowadays, so using them to dodge the Assassinate isn't really too big of a problem for him. And still the Wraith King is farming away on the other side of the map, so he doesn't really seem to have a care in the world here. Maybe if there's a good RP here, they would be able to do something. Oh, silence underneath the Mystic Flare. But now Blue Melon, he's been caught up underneath the Golem. Lots of damage coming from that as well. The Wraith King still has not TP'd. Well, he has TP'd in, actually. He's doing some really big damage. I was trying to figure out where he was. He actually did make his way here. And a beautiful fight from Raptor attack. They absolutely wrecked the Dire side. Full 5-man team wipe. And if there was any doubt that they were going to be coming back pretty large and in charge in these fights, I think that last fight kind of put those doubts to rest. 2200 gold after that fight, and Wraith King with 2 swipes of his big sword, his big beautiful sword, takes that tower right out. I don't even know why he needs a freaking cage around his face, but you know, he's still pushing in through the top lane. We got 3 heroes here and a golem. If Dire side do respawn, I'm not sure if they have too much interest in trying to defend this tower though. Nope. TP over to the shrine. They'll just let Husky do his thing for now. He's at 1200 gold, has a Maelstrom available. I can't go in too hard on that pronunciation. And Wraith King blinks forward. Wraith, oh my god, where'd that health go? Mimo on the side. We've got an RP, I believe, out. No RP yet. A Mystic Flare. Come on, Angus, you gotta use the RP eventually. Come on, quit that banging. But Wraith King is ready once again. Blink, stun, Skywrath down. Husky ready to do some damage. The call goes on the Wraith King, but he still has the reincarnation available. And with the neutrals getting in the middle of the fight, we've got another Wraithfire Blast evaded by Wei, though. Are they going to be able to chase him down? They have another Wraithfire Blast up in 2 seconds. No reincarnation, though, with the amount of mana that Wraith King had there. So they can't go too far on that one. So they possibly lose out on the axe kill, but still, they get another big fight inside of the jungle and don't lose too much themselves. Magnus is taking a lot of hurt in these fights, and he's going to try to TP into bottom, throwing out a shockwave to clear out the creep wave. But the top tier 2 tower still taking huge. Oh no, though, the Disruptor makes the same mistake as before. Don't know if it's going to do the same thing. It does. Oh, the damage is just too much from Gary Saris, and the glimpse doesn't come through fast enough. Just puts him right next to the tower. Oh no, Disruptor, you gotta learn. You can't be that far up. Let someone else on the team lead. I mean, I know you do want to be in position for a static storm, but in that kind of situation, it's just not worth it. You can't keep getting killed off by a Wraith King who is some actually legitimate damage with the crits. Okay. Atos out onto the Wraith King. He still has his reincarnation though. Lion does get cut off. That's a Mystic Flare onto him. Chaos Offering hits out onto 3. Can Gary Saris do enough damage right now? The swap is going to go through. Wookie Nookie could be in some trouble, but the Skywrath Mage is the next one to fall. The Lion does die, but Gary Saris gets 2. Looking for 3. The Golem there. Blink forward. Picks him up. There you go, Gary Saris. Actually, funny side note. In the Destiny trailers, it shows the Hunter Vanguard leader Cade, who's an EXO dude. He's kind of funny. If any of you know Nathan Fillion, he's the guy that voices Cade, as well as Zavala. He's like a very serious Titan dude, like very tanky, beefy stuff. So like they're trying to give up a hype session to their the people that they supervise, I guess, and they're trying to hype them up to fight their enemy that's going to come up in Destiny 2. And when they come to actually naming who they're fighting, the funny dude is like, his name is Gary, so that's why it's relevant, because this guy's name is Gary as well. It's like, Gary, no, Greg. It starts with a G, something like that. But anyway, that was a sidebar, and I guess Gary is just like that foe who is absolutely wrecking the dire side right now. What is he at? He's at 10-0-7. That's ridiculous. He's got a Radiance. This is not really a guy that the dire side want to mess with right now, and they could get another initiation. He just moves forward. He has no fears at all. Atos will hold him there. There's the Ancient Seal, but he's hardly taking any damage. There's the call. Earthspike is going to stop the axe in his tracks, but there's the RP out of the 3. Beautiful from Llamacorn, and they're going to absolutely win this fight so hard. Double kill for Llamacorn, and they'll blink forward for the tower kill. Absolutely savage from Gary Saris. My god. This Wraith King is proving to be a bit too much for the dire side to handle right now. Their towers are melting, the children are crying, and the wives are baking bread in preparation for Gary Saris to come right into the dire base. Oh my gosh. There's no stopping this guy. He's going to get a Death Slayer next. Big Daddy Sword coming in for Gary Saris. And Blue Melon, he's going to be picking up a Yule Scepter, which kind of seems strange to me since he's already got the Atos. I guess it's good for trying to get away from the Wraith King, but perhaps getting a Force Staff would be a little bit better here. We'll have to see if he's going to be justified in his choice. But he's been caught out once again. The swap could come through. There's some magic missile slowing him down, but the Keg Offering is there, and it's both of them dead. One smack from the Golem is going to kill off Amamake as well. And with just another felling swoop, Gary Sar sets up another one for his team. Look at that huge crit, just going right through the creep wave with the Empower. I mean, you do not give Magnus to some of these teams. And Raptor attacker showing why. Tier 2 tower about to fall. Aegis still has yet to be taken, but I don't know if Gary Sars is going to wait for that at all. He just wants to push in through this lane. They still have the Golem. They could push a little bit with it. They're just going to send the Golem in to tank the tower for now. And it's going to take a little bit of damage here. See if this guy with Mage can get the last hit. Oh, answer's no. Feels bad, man. Look at this net worth chart. 10,000 in favor of Raptor attack. XP, it's about 12,500 at this point. And Roshan has to be the thing that's next on the menu for the Wraith King. He'll start off with breaking the Lincolns with the Wraith Fire Blast. Said the Fox is going to come in here, but he might be a bit too early. He's only smoked up right now, and the smoke is going to break. Monk does not have vision up there, or not too much vision at all. The Glimpse is not really going to move him too much at all. And Gary Saris, he's still trying to play against Roshan right now. Wei has the Blink Call available. This might actually not be a bad fight for the dark side to go for. They see that Gary Saris is not doing too well. The Wraith Fire Blast is there. Oh my god, the crits! Bit too early with the Sag Storm. Is doing some damage actually over to the Wraith King. And Sniper gets the Shrapnel in there, so it's going to help him out a little bit. Omnislash on the backside is going to be left with Llamacorn, who's going to skewer set the Fox over to the side. Bringing the RP takes him away from Husky, and Llamacorn right next to the Shrine. He's trying to stay alive. Eventually he's going to fall, though, as Gary Sars gets out of the pit. This is not a Wraith King that you wanted to make angry. The swap just 2 inches away as the Vengeful Spirit goes right to her death. And Gary Sars has a blink looking for a Skywrath. Chicken on the menu tonight, boys. How many crits is he going to get? Answers no. Slow down with the concussive shot. The Radiance is going to be the thing that secures the triple kill and another full 5-man team wipe in favor of Raptor Attack UK. This Wraith King is not something that you want to mess with at all. And now there's also a Desolator being picked up for him as well. Don't think that Amamake police are going to be able to enforce their laws too much longer here. Aegis gets picked up by Gary Saris. And he'll start working through this creep wave. No Magnus available for the Empower right now. He's to get back up the lane. But with the Aegis, I would imagine that this 3-life Wraith King is going to be a bit too much for Amamake to handle. They don't really have that mana burning technique with the Lion or the Invoker, or I guess a Phantom Lancer with the Diffusal. Anyone with the Diffusal Blade, honestly. Skywrath Mage is still doing quite a bit of damage. He's at level 16. Gets that gold per minute talent, which gives you a super amount of gold sometimes. Let's see what he builds up next. I would really like to see him actually get an offensive item. Like a really offensive item. Like so offensive it makes you blush. That's how offensive I want it to be. Amamake police, they're gonna go for it. Axe blinks forward, but Gary Saris gets a blink as well. Desolator there onto Wei. Wei taking a lot of damage from the Radiance. Meanwhile, Blue Melon, he's taking down Llamacorn on the backside, so no RP for this one. Said the Fox trying to do some damage over to the Wraith King, and while Wraith King has the Aegis and the Reincarnation available, Gary Saris takes down one with the Radiance. There's him dying right next to the Arcane Bolt, but is it going to be enough? Wraith Fire Blast, the blinks forward by Wraith King. He wants a little bit more. He still sees these kills going. He gets up 3, and only Blue Melon left to try to fight this. The blink is up soon. He has to be aware of that one. He has to be aware that the Wraith King... Oh! He really wanted to go for the Skywrath Mage. Just had a bit of an inkling that he could have been right there. Okay, Mystic Flare trying to go for the second life of Wraith King, but he's not picking it up just yet. And look at this. The Reincarnation is nearly off of cooldown once again. He's down to 5 seconds on that. So he's going to have a full set of health. And armor toggling, of course Gary Sars does it. Dunk into a reincarnation. And he didn't even lose the Aegis yet. This is going to be absurd. Another Rod of Atos out on the Wraith King. There's a call available by the Axe, but he's not going to use it just yet. Ancient Seal does keep the Wraith King there. Are they going to go forward? Now Axe turn into a fish. Chaos Offering keeps him there for a couple more seconds. Gary could go down, losing the Aegis. This isn't going to slow them down, but RP hits out onto the Skywrath Mage. He gets the Shockwave round into 2. Skywrath kept alive a little bit more, but the Radiance is going to chase him down. You can run, but you can't hide from Gary Sars. And Blue Melon throws out the Mystic Flare, nearly taking him down. His next reincarnation is up in 5 seconds. He's just going to burn him down. Burn, baby, burn. Ultra kill for Gary Sars. And Blue Melon, he really wants to keep going on this one. Armlet's still available for Gary Sars. He's going to blink forward. There he goes. Silenced by the Static Storm, but he doesn't seem to care about it at all. Rampage for Gary Sars, and that's going to be a GG called. And Raptor attacks. They will even this series up at 1 game apiece. They can't even get down Gary. Gets it again. You just keep seeing those red letters popping up on your screen. And Gary, the big tanky Wraith King with the team behind him to fit. Even this series back up at 1 game apiece with Amamake Police, and that's going to move us into a game number 3 of this best of 5 set. We're going to have at least 4 games here. Don't know who's going to get the advantage in the next one, but we'll have to see. Hopefully you'll see along with me as we move on to the next game in this grand final of the EUC division in the Echo League season number 1. But we're going to be right back after a short break, so make sure you stick around and see if we got Big Daddy's sword running around once again.